you?
Except 4.
You're 4?
I'm just putting my number on. Okay, talk.
Okay. I told Ari I was going to do a little quick video. So I wanted to share something real quick of something that came up today, and I thought it was really cool, but it also made me think about how this is still something that is still being used, and it's still being part of our sort of like interaction with children. And so today, Aria was talking to my mom. They were video talking, and Aria was, showing her all kinds of stuff. And then she said, "I'm going to color." So my mom, she only speaks Spanish, and she's always trying to get Aria to say things in Spanish. And Aria entertains it, and she actually likes it. She's actually interested in Spanish now. And so my mom at this point is telling her that, hold on 1 second. Here, let me go this way. At this point, my mom is telling her that to say something in Spanish, and she's like, "I don't want to do that anymore, and I just want to color." And my mom is like, over and over, she's like, "Oh, well, say this." She's like, "Aria, say," and then she was trying to tell her, to say "I love you" in Spanish, and Aria was like, "I don't want to." So then it got to a point where she said to Aria said to my mother, "We're squabbling, like, it's her word for we're going back and forth, and this is going nowhere, and I don't want to do this." And she said, "I don't want to do that. I don't want to squabble with you." And I thought that was pretty awesome. So then the following thing was that my mom pretended to cry. She goes, "You don't want to talk." And then Aria said, "It's not okay to pretend to cry, because that's not acceptable. And I told you that I just want to color, and I'll do it later." Now, in that moment, I mean, obviously I had a proud moment right there. But I understood, like, when I was a child, my mother, as a little kid, if we didn't sit on their lap, if we didn't give them a hug, if we didn't give them a kiss, if we didn't do this, then they would pretend to cry, sort of like an emotional manipulation to, for them to get what they want, and then they feel good about it because they're like, "Oh, I got what I wanted, and you sort of showed me some compassion." But they didn't see it from the point of emotional manipulation and what you're teaching that child. And they wonder why, as adults, then we are emotionally manipulating our way through life, right? And, when Aria said that to her, she just she was in shock, like, "What did she just say?" Obviously I had a conversation. I told my mom later, I had talked to her after, but in that moment, Aria was able to self-direct herself through this process of, "I don't want to participate in this." You all right, boo-boo?
Yeah.
Okay.
Am I right?
Okay. It was a wrong step. It was just off. Okay. She just didn't want to participate. She didn't want to participate in going back and forth because it wasn't going nowhere. She understood that. She understood that crying to get something, it's emotional manipulation. That's not acceptable. And I thought that was amazing because every child should know that. Aria just turned 4 about 2 months ago, and she understands that every child should know that. But most children don't. Because, if your mommy or your daddy or somebody that you're so close to, obviously shows...
I want to get some water.
Okay, let's go get it. Wants to cries, they're going to react to it, and they're going to, well, I want to be loved, and if they cry, they're not going to love me, so I better do what they say, right? But that is not acceptable from us as parents. And I thought that was really interesting because it does happen a lot, and it happens with not just the crying, but also in many things. Like, if you don't do what I say, or you don't do what I want you to do, then there's like a punishment or something that you're gonna a negative emotion that you're gonna have as a result of you not doing so. So I thought that was really cool, and I really wanted to share that point because it just came into my mind. But anyways, that was all. Bye. You want to say bye?
Bye. My name's Aria.